What's up, everybody? UltimatDjz here with another Teaching Trek video, and toot toot, all aboard the Scopely hype train. We are leaving the station. First up on our tour stop, tons of information for you right here in this video. But before we begin, please click on the subscribe button, click the bell notifier to receive notifications of future content right here on this channel. Leave your comments in the section below and be sure to like the video as we move forward. Guys, today we see something unprecedented in the Star Trek Fleet Command world. Yes, Scopely has taken yet another step towards future hype, towards community feedback, towards interaction with you and communication with you. And on today's specific occasion, giving us insight into what they're actually working on in the back offices of Scopely HQ. The announcement that we saw today from Community Manager Panic is one of mammoth proportions and gives us a glimpse at some of the ideas that the developers are working on for future implementation. Now, before we get started, do remember that this is literally a product planning guide. They are giving us the ideas, the stuff that they've thought of, that they are working on. Some of this stuff may never happen. Some of this stuff may already be in development. And some of this stuff, they may be looking to us for feedback as to how to deploy it in such a way that is favorably received by the community. So before everyone gets super excited and expects to see some of this stuff in the next coming weeks or coming months, keep in mind, right now some of this stuff could still be in just the sticky note phase. So it's our job now to dissect this information, examine it, read it, think about it, offer our feedback, and most importantly, get excited about what is to come in the future of Star Trek Fleet Command. Let's take a look at the announcement and begin at the very beginning and read about territory capture. This is super, super cool and has absolute tons of potential. As you know, alliances create fundamental social structures and communities vital to having fun in this game, Star Trek Fleet Command. Adding additional features for alliances to play is important to Scopely. And through this new territory capture feature, players will lead their alliances to grab control of areas of the galaxy map that is going to grant alliance-wide utility benefits. This expansion is going to allow your alliance to battle it out, gain control over a portion of the map. Coordination, communication, battle tactics, and strategy, these will all be extremely important as you are formulating your ability to take over a section of this map, a territory of this map. By claiming these territories or by holding on to power, by seizing power in these certain areas, you will gain certain utility items such as powering up your weapons, getting mining speeds, and reducing repair costs, just to name a few. You can take a look here at the asset granted to us by Scopely today, and we see several different territories or areas defined by borders. And each of these territories are going to grant your alliance certain abilities, certain buffs built into the game. This has absolutely ridiculous implications in the game, such as speed mining, such as different PvP advantages and battle tactics. And there could be a lot more to come. Keep in mind, the graphic that you see here is from the planning stages and could be different when we do actually see this in the game, if we do actually see this in the game. This presents itself to me kind of like a capture the flag kind of mentality. One alliance holds down the fort while another alliance tries to seize power and take away their territory. This obviously is going to be built around PvP. Details are yet to come, but I would like you to hypothesize how this could present itself and how you would like to see it brought into the game. Let's look through the rest of the announcement here. Personalized Starship is another one that they say that they're working on, allowing players to customize their experience in the game, your ships and their appearances, possibly skins or colors or markings on the hull. What do you want your Enterprise, for example, to look like in space and when it's viewed close up? Looking at several options here, they say. This one's still clearly in the planning phase, but what would you like to see here? Is this possibly a way that Scopely could incorporate some of the other properties that they have acquired built into the game? Can we look at acquiring skins to make our ships appear differently or appear as different ships? Could there be utility bonuses for customizing the ship? For example, just like my bike when I was 3 years old, putting fire flames down the side, could that make my ship faster? Putting a skull and crossbones on the hull plating, could that make my ship fire greater damage? There's all kinds of speculation here, but ship personalization and skin customization is something that we have been talking about in this game for ages. Could it be only vanity, or could there be an actual utility bonus built into this type of personalization? Could we see additional weapons? Could we see additional upfits and different mechanics to improve our ships? Tons of speculation here as well, and an idea that I am 100% behind, and love the fact that Scopely is giving us an idea about something that they might be working on. How do we want to see this implemented in the game? It's up to you, community, to leave your feedback and provide ideas and insight. Many of you who have been listening to my show know that I've been advocating wildly for a player advisory panel, a group of players not on Scopely's payroll that are able to offer insight into event planning and mechanics. Well, this is one step further. This is inviting the entire community to step inside the developers lounge and offer your feedback. Let us know what you want to see, and let us know how you want to see this stuff implemented. Contact your moderators, contact your CCs, leave it in Discord, leave it here in the YouTube comments. You have the power to help shape the future of this game. Taking a look at the next feature that they mentioned in the announcement, Second Builder. Gosh, how would this be for progression in the game, giving the ability to players to build two structures in their station at the same time. Constructing two different buildings simultaneously will increase your throughput and reduce the lag in progression in the game. I mean, guys, this literally, as far as buildings go, could double the rate of progression for you in the game. Now, that's not to say that we don't still have other issues with progression. The flow of uncommon materials, the flow of the refinery, the payout of events. And these things can be talked about and discussed, but I believe that this is a solid first step. Seeing how well a feature like this could go could lead to other items of duplication, such as allowing multiple researches, such as allowing ships to be repaired more than one at a time, such as allowing ships to be constructed more than one at a time, or tiering them up and not tying up a ship dock. This particular feature has a ton of potential as well, and all leads down to time of progression. Two other items that are mentioned in this same announcement for speculation are officer away mission. Oh, we were just talking about this last night on the podcast. There's tons of officers that go unused in this game. It's often estimated and predicted by some of the veteran players that truthfully only about 15 to 20% of officers actually carry a real-world use for us in this game, and most of us are using that same set of officers throughout most of our PvP and most of our mining. So what do we do with some of the officers that never see screen time? Well, a project that Scopely says they're working on is the ability to dispatch these officers, additional officers, on away missions across the galaxy. Strategically choosing which officers you want to send off to battles, missions, mining, exploration is a part of the mechanics of this game, but the officers who are left behind have nothing to do. This announcement reads like we will actually have the capability of now utilizing more of the officers in this game to send them on missions, promote them and power them up, and gain valuable resources in return. Could this mean that you take a group of officers and drop them off at a planet to mine for resources, or to provide speed buffs, or to provide utility buffs or research bonuses without having to tie up a ship slot? Who knows? Again, a project in the planning stages over at Scopely, and they're telling us what they're working on. How do you want to see this deployed? What officers would you like to see being used in this mechanic? What type of missions should they be on to make it beneficial to us to use these officers spread throughout the galaxy to gain what? What type of resource? What type of utility bonus? What do you want to see with officer away missions? Super cool ideas here from the Scopely development team, and I, for one, hope that the majority of these actually make it into gameplay. Another item that the community has been fussing about for ages on ages is better alliance management tools. How about this one? The last online status, giving alliance leadership the ability to check the activity levels of their members. Who are the players that are logging in frequently, and who are the players that are contributing towards the success of your alliance, versus who are the players that haven't logged in 10 days and could potentially be dead wood to the performance of your team. This is by no stretch a fully satisfactory version of alliance management tools, but it is finally now a step in the right direction, one step further than we've ever had in the game towards proper alliance management. And lastly here on the list, balancing your time. We know that we've talked to the Scopely developers, we know that we've talked in the community about how the game feels like there's just more and more and more to do, taking up more and more time of your day just to complete all the activities that have been set forth in the game. The dailies have continued to increase, and now with the Vidar and the Stella and now the Discovery being introduced, now we have to farm Borg probes, we're having to do Mudmatas, we're having to mine mycelium, and the list of tasks that we have to accomplish in the day if we want to maximize our progression and maximize our payout is getting ever longer. Scopely says that they're now investigating ways to help reduce the amount of screen time that is required in a day, making this less like a job and less like an obligation or a commitment and more about leisure and fun. Would you be more likely to participate in all the areas of expansion if the amount of time required for each of these expansions was drastically reduced? This can be interpreted in a couple of different ways. One, it could just be reducing the screen time in the game, but it could also be reducing the required effort and leaving the payouts as they are, which effectively does what for us, community? It effectively increases our payouts and allows us an easier path to obtaining the items needed for progression in the game. Is that exactly how this improvement will present itself? We don't yet know. This is an idea in development, an idea in planning, and Scopely is wanting to hear from us. So contact your moderators, contact your community managers, contact your content creators, and let them know how you would like to see these particular items implemented in the game. Now keep in mind, folks, as is stated in the announcement, and as I will remind you here, these are just some of the many ideas that the Scopely development team is working on. Communication will continue both directions, so don't hesitate to let any of us know what you think, and we'll keep on updating this series as we move forward in time. Scopely says they're committed as a team to creating the best possible experience for all of us and appreciate our help in getting there. But do keep in mind, some of these projects could end up being scrapped. Some of these projects could already be designed, and we don't yet know which is which is why Scopely is asking us to take a look at the items on their sticky board and help them determine what it is that we feel is a priority and what is important to us as a player base. Scopely, nice job stepping on the hype train, communicating with your players, letting us know what you're thinking so that we can feedback and prevent disastrous launches in the future. This may not be 100% the solution to all of our problems in this game, but it is a step in the right direction, and I, for one, am happy and proud that Scopely is taking it with us. Many of you guys who listen to my content and follow the show know that that is one of the biggest things that we advocate for, and the biggest things that we recognize when it's done properly is two-way communication, not only supplying our feedback, but hearing Scopely reply to that feedback and enacting changes in the game. Most of the time up to this point, it has been reactive, but now Scopely giving us a chance to solve problems before they present in an effort to be proactive regarding the content of this game. And how satisfied are you with their actions today? Leave your comments in the section below. I would love to know what you think about one or more of these initiatives and how you would like to see them presented. Please be sure to click the subscribe button. Subscribe to this channel so that we can continue to bring you all the greatest content regarding Star Trek Fleet Command. Click the little bell notifier so you know when stuff is coming out. Be sure to like this video and, of course, leave your comments in the section below.